Alright, so the Inkling Splatbomb is a pretty useful part of their kit since you're able to influence another player's motion and even sometimes pull a desired reaction out of them. But sometimes it does some really weird stuff and sends players the opposite direction. And after some research and experimenting, I think I might have found the reasons why. And they both stem from the main fact that the Splatbomb has a two-part system where on the first frame it'll detect the player's hurt box, and the second frame it'll detonate. Now with this understanding of the Splatbomb, the first reason becomes fairly simple, and that's because it just detonates behind the enemy player. Sounds simple? It's because it is. Because all that's happening is that the detection and the detonation in timing are so slightly different from each other that the bomb is able to roll over or under the enemy player. And that's why you usually see this happening to players that are running towards the Inkling. Now this explains the majority of these backwards bomb cases, but it doesn't really explain stuff like this. So this interaction was especially weird since again was right in front of the Inkling, so there wasn't any space for the Splatbomb to go above or below the character. So what actually happened? And to answer that question, I'd actually have to experiment. The previous one, I could research it, but this one, not so much. I actually had to throw Crom into training mode and just lob bombs at him. And about the half-hour mark, I found something pretty interesting. So what I found was when the Inkling was right next to Crom and I would throw a full charge Splatbomb, it would phase right through him. And I thought that was pretty weird, so I backed it up a little bit, and behold, he actually went backwards. So from that, I decided to see how far back can I go before the bomb starts acting normal again. And for this purpose, I'm actually using the training mode blocks as a measuring system. I found that between 6 and 2.5, I was able to consistently cause the Splatbomb to send Crom backwards. So now it's cool and all that I can do this consistently, but I still really didn't know what was happening. So I decided to slow down frame by frame, and what I saw was pretty interesting. What happened was, it goes back to what was happening before in training mode when I was too close to Crom, and the bomb would go through him completely. But at the range between 6 and 2.5 of the training blocks, what actually happened is the bomb would go into Crom, and it goes back to the two-part system where it will detect inside of Crom, and then by the time it hits the second frame, it's already behind him, so it'll detonate. So my second reasoning to this whole backwards bomb thing is really subject to a lot of variables, so it doesn't hold 100% true for the entire cast, but as a general rule of thumb, for mid to small size characters, at a full charge Splatbomb, at a range of 6 to 2.5, it'll send them backwards. And it'll also work for large characters at any range below 2.5. Alright, so to recap, the main reason Splatbomb will send someone backwards is because it either A, rolls under or below someone and explodes behind them, or B, it phases through some characters at a close range and detonates behind them. Now, if you're an Inkling who really thinks you can pull it off in the competition, be my guest, because I found that there were so many variables to actually make this consistently happen that it's actually pretty difficult. Alright, that's the video. If you like what you saw, a like would be much appreciated, and if you have any other ideas why this might be happening, leave it in the comments. I'd love to see what you guys say. Alright, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Oh, and one more thing. For all you people who think it's a Z-axis thing, I tested this on Mr. Game & Watch and it worked. He has no Z-axis.